Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Teacher Jeremiah, and today we're on the SCMO Winning Playbook question 7, and this video is on substitution and factorization. So have a try at this video and come back to it. Alright, if not, let's begin. So for this question, it's from 2023. It says if x minus z equals to y minus w equals to 26, find the minimum value of x squared plus y squared plus z squared plus w squared minus xy minus yz minus zw minus wx. Wow, what a long question. So many variables. So let's observe this question. First, what are the properties? One is this question, as we said, it has many variables. 4, in fact. Many variables. Not only that, all of these variables, we even have something, a square here. Oh, we have some quadratics here. So we have to understand how to solve using these two. So we will use two examples here in order to understand. First, what do if there are many variables? Have a look here. Let's say we have this example. A minus B is 3 and B minus C is 5. Find the value of A minus C. Here what can we do? Here we realize that both A and C can be represented in terms of B. So we can actually express, or we can find the value of A in terms of B. So here, if we want to find the value of A, we have negative B, A minus B is 3. So we can just shift the B over. A is actually B plus 3. Okay? And same here, with C, it will also be this time a bit different. It will be B minus 5. Yes. And in order to find A minus C, what can we do? Hey, we can represent both in terms of B. So we can just put the values in like this. And then we can find the value, which is just 3 minus negative 5, which is a positive 8. And we have found the value of A minus C. So here what we do, when we have many variables, actually what we are trying to do is we are trying to remove some variables by using substitution. Replacing, we call it substitution. Okay, so now that we understand this, let's move on to the next example. So for the next example, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you this. When you have something plus something, two unknowns, and then we square it, what does it add up to? For example, A plus B, and then we bracket square. What do we get? Remember everyone, when we square something, it's actually something multiplied by A itself. So it's A plus B times A plus B. And how do I multiply this? So for those who don't know, it's okay. So how you multiply this is you realize that one bracket, we have two terms, A and B. This A has to multiply with everything in the other bracket. Everything in the other bracket. So A needs to multiply with A as such. And what else? Yes, A also has to multiply with B. But this is for every term in the bracket as well. So how about B? B also has to multiply with A, like this. And then B has to multiply with B, like this. So when we expand, what do we get, everyone? A times B, we get A times A, we get A squared. Then A times B, we get AB. B times A, we get AB. B times B, we get B squared. We'll expand out to this. And we can simplify here. What do we get? Yes, simply add the two ABs together. A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. So to expand using this method is called the arrow method. It's called the arrow method. But once you're very familiar with this is called algebraic identity. You can directly use it as we have. So you see what happens here. In the final result, when we add something to the bracket and then we square it, in the end it becomes a left square, A squared. The B, we square it, right square, and then in the middle is twice the product. So there's a way you can remember it very clearly. It's simply left square, right square, twice the product, put it there. Left square, right square, twice the product, put it there. Very good. So now let's move on. Now, let me ask you a question. What happens now if I change the plus to a minus? What happens? So some students were able to point out A squared times A is still A squared, negative B times negative B, still B squared, still positive. But in A times negative B and negative B times A, now we get a negative AB. So in the final result, what will change? The 2AB instead of a positive will now change to a negative. Okay, so these are some very useful algebraic identities that everyone should learn by now if you're in Sec 2, or you should start to learn in Sec 1 as well. So start to get a bit familiar with this. Okay, so now let's go back to the question. So for this question, what's the first thing we should do when there's many variables? Yes, remember, we want to try and substitute. So we can represent, let's say for example, X and Y in terms of something else. So X, what do we do? X is the same as Z plus 26, yes. And then how about Y? Y will be W plus 26. Great. So now for this expression, we want to find the value. What can we do now? Yes, very good. We need to substitute it in. So X, just substitute in. Remember your brackets. y as well, and then substitute in, we'll get something like this. And now we can expand. Okay, so now expand. Since we learned this for the first time, let's take it a bit more slowly. To expand this, what do we get? Left square, right square, twice the product, put it there. We get z square plus 52z plus 26 squared. Yes. How about the other one? Yes. It will be w squared plus 52w plus 26 squared. Very similar. Just swap the z and the w. And then the z square and the w square, we just copy it down. Now to expand this. How to expand? Remember to use the arrow method. Arrow method. Yes. So z times w, you get zw. And then z times 26, 26z, 26w, and 26 squared. So remember, it's a minus in front, so don't forget your negative signs, like this. Okay, and for the back as well, right, we have 1z, so just w times z, and then 26 times z, don't forget the negative, and expand all the brackets, we get as such. Okay, so now what we can do, now we can add all of the like terms together. Remember, we can only add like terms. So z squared, any more z squares, another z squared. So z squared plus z squared is a 2z squared. Then 26 squared. Got plus 26 squared minus 26 squared. So just left off with a 1 plus 26 squared. Then w squared, 2w squared. And then, now what else do we have left? Let's see. We have negative wz. Negative wz, negative wz, negative wz. End up with negative 4wz. So we end up with this. Then what can we do? Let's look a bit more closely. Other than the 26 squared, what do we have here? We have a 2. We have a 2z squared, 2w squared, and negative 4wz. Hey, this looks a bit familiar. All of them have a common factor of what? Other than the 26 squared. They have a common factor of 2. So if we factorize out a 2, we take out a 2, we get z squared minus 2wz plus w squared plus the 26 squared outside. And some of you will be able to notice, isn't this what we learned just now? Instead of a plus b, is a minus b. So we can factorize it and put it back into 2 of z minus w whole square plus 26 squared. So now we have simplified a very, very complex one to something much simpler. We are so close. So in order to solve this question, to find the minimum value of something, we have to think about it. If we have a square, what is the minimum value? If I take negative times negative, it will be a positive. Right? And positive and positive, also positive. So the smallest value of a square is actually 0. So we want actually z minus w, that bracket, to be a 0. And when does that happen? We can remember that this happens when z and w, they're actually the same value, or z is equals to w. So when z is equals to w, the first part is a 0. So to find the minimum value, is simply just the 0 plus 26 squared, which is simply a 676, and we have solved the question. So let's have a summary of how to solve this question again. First, when we have many variables, what do we need to do? Yes, we need to try to remove some variables using substitution. And we have learned very important algebraic identity today, which is, if I have a plus b, I square the whole thing, we get left square, right square, twice the product, put it there. If it's a minus, then it will be a minus 2ab as such. So let's see if you mastered this question. Let's try another practice question right over here. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at our WhatsApp groups here below. If you're a Sec 2 or Sec 1, and here's my personal contact here. We will post a lot of free secondary math guidance and free material in the group as well, so make sure you join. And also subscribe to our channel where we will update many more learning and information videos. Now it's time to see the last video's practice question. Let's see if you got the correct answer. So this is the question, and the answer is 74. Let's see if you got the question. If not, don't worry, you can message me as well to find out how to get the correct answer. If not, see you in the next video. Bye bye.